Hey guys, Azlin here with a quick review of Inner Chains. Inner Chains is a first-person shooter adventure game. The story opens up with a very intriguing cinematic, but unfortunately, that's about all the story you seem to get. You play as a character in this dystopian biomechanical world, and you're on a mission to escape this hostile place. That was all of the story that I understood, and the game doesn't make much else clear. I don't know if I just missed the entire story while playing, but the opening cinematic felt like the only part of the story to me. Gameplay-wise, the first chapter of the game felt like a surreal walking simulator. Walking around, pressing tablets, having some bizarre visions, and then moving forward to find the next one. It wasn't until chapter 2 that you get weapons, and the action begins. The weapons were actually interesting, and I like their functionality. Aside from the combat, you also need them to progress through the world by electrifying control consoles that are out of reach, or burning down barriers. Each of the 3 weapons has its own ammo type that you replenish at booths found around the levels. Not only do these booths replenish your ammo, but they give you your health back as well. They were generally positioned well, and frequently enough that you can keep topped up without having to worry too much about your overall ammo supply. If you do happen to run out of ammo on one of your weapons, you can still fire it, but you'll take health damage for doing it. The weapons will overheat and go on a short cooldown to keep you from spamming them too much. Overall, the gunplay is alright. It's not great, but it's not too bad for the most part. Your melee attacks are extremely ineffective, and there doesn't seem to be much point in even trying to punch things. There are some issues that I encountered with the combat a few times. There were sometimes enemies that I was burning, but they wouldn't catch on fire. And there were other times where I would take damage or die from enemies on the other side of pillars that had no line of sight on me at all. They would just shoot through the objects. On top of that, there were also tons of spots where you can no-clip through parts of the terrain and see through the walls. It definitely hurts any sort of immersion that the game might have had. The game also has game-breaking bugs that crash you to desktop in at least one part of the game that I know of, and I was able to reproduce this crash a few times. Oh, and my favorite bug of the whole game was the final boss fight. I had no idea what to do during the fight, and the boss wasn't attacking me or anything, so I just decided to see if I could skip the boss somehow. And it turns out that I was able to climb up and jump around the final boss, triggering the end credits. So yeah, the game definitely has some blatant issues that need to be fixed. On the bright side though, the graphics are excellent. All of the environments look amazing, and I really do love the stylistic design of the game. Despite all the flaws that the game has, the visuals are definitely not among them. The performance, on the other hand, is atrocious. I can live with minor frame drops here and there, but oh my god, there were so many times where the game would just stutter and lag hardcore, to the point where it was briefly unplayable. As far as the audio goes, the game started off with an opening narrative that I quite enjoyed, but that was all the voicing that the game had. The music and the ambience were decent enough to enjoy the atmosphere, but some of the sound effects would bug out occasionally and your weapon fire would be silent. The keyboard and mouse controls are not customizable, but most people will be okay with the defaults. As far as controllers go, there is only partial controller support right now. The game took me roughly 3 to 3.5 hours to finish, and I can see no reason to want to replay it. Inner Chains looks fantastic, but sadly that's about all the game has going for it. Along with the terrible optimization, there's also the no-clip issues and plenty of bugs. Some bugs are small, but others are game-breaking and will undoubtedly ruin any fun you might have had. At this time, I strongly suggest avoiding Inner Chains. I hope this review has helped you. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and post your feedback in the comments below. Thanks everyone, and have a wonderful day.